In this, in forming the feminine gender, you have to change the word itself. So there are some things that we've got to be very careful. So in this, by changing a word, we're going to form the feminine gender. So what are we going to do? We're going to change by changing of word. That's what we are going to do. Changing of word, we're going to form the feminine gender. So now, let's say, masculine, feminine. Masculine, feminine. Okay. The first word I have here is bachelor. Say, this is a bachelor boy. Bachelor. Bachelor is a person, a man who's not married. But the female, complete change, maid. She's a maid. You will say maid. You can also say bachelor, spinster, bachelor. You can also say maid. She's a maid. She's not married. Boy. Boy, and that is girl. By changing the complete word, we are forming the feminine form. Brother. Brother, sister. Complete change. Brother, sister. Bull, cow. Very good. Bull, cow. Next, cock, hen. Cock, hen. Next, dog, bitch. Dog, female, you'll say bitch. Then you have earl, countess. Earl, countess. You'll say countess. Countess. And we have some more. Let's read that. Bachelor, maid, boy, girl, brother, sister, bull, cow, cock, hen, dog, bitch, earl, countess. Next we have is father, mother, father, mother. Yes, father, mother, gentleman, lady. Gentleman, complete change, lady. Lady. Next, horse, mare. Horse, mare. Then we have husband, wife. Husband, complete change, wife. Next, king, queen. King, queen. Lord, lady. Lord, lady. And then man, woman. And I have some more for you. Now, let's look at it. Mother, father, father, mother, gentleman, lady, horse, mare, husband, wife, king, queen, lord, lady, man, woman. And I have some more for you. Next, we did man, woman. Now we have monk, nun. It's a monk in the monastery. Then you say, that's a nun in the monastery. Monk, they live in the cloistered monastery. Then you have nephew. Nephew. And then you will say niece. Nephew, niece. Then we have papa, mama. Papa and mama. Complete change. Okay, that's what we are looking at. Complete change to form the feminine. Sir, madam. Sir, madam. Then finally we have son, daughter. Very good. Son, daughter. Uncle, aunt. Uncle, aunt. So complete change in the formation of feminine form. When you say monk, you say nun, nephew, niece, papa, mama, sir, madam, son, daughter, uncle, aunt. To form the feminine, we change completely. So far we have done masculine and some changes to make the feminine. Now I have got some, you need to look at very carefully at some new common gender. Some common gender you need to look at. Common. These are common genders. What are they? When you say parent, it can be the father or mother. Parent. It's a common gender. Relation. My relation has come. When you say the relation has come home, it can be a male or a female. Friend. A friend can be a boy or a girl, man or a woman. That's common for both. Cousin. My cousin has come from outstation. Cousin can be a girl or a boy, man or a woman. Okay. Bird. Again, bird can be a female bird or a male bird. Deer. Deer, it's common for both. You can say it's a he or she. Deer. So it's a common gender used for that. Servant. My servant has come to clean the house. It can be a man servant or a maid servant. So servant. Teacher. Teacher can be a girl, man or a woman. Nurse can be a man or a woman. Doctor. Doctor can be a man or a woman. Child. It can be a girl or a boy. So common gender. Baby. It can be a male or a female baby, any baby. Orphan. An orphan child. It can be a male child or it can be a female child. Pupil. All the pupil may enter the class. It can be girls or boys. Pupil. Then we have students. When you say student, it can be girls or boys. Student. And then finally you have person. When you are referring to a person, it can be anybody. Some person is at the door. It can be a male or a female. So these are some of the common genders we need to keep in mind. Okay, you do not know girl or boy, but you simply say parent or one of the parent. Relation, friend, cousin, bird, deer, servant, teacher, nurse, doctor, child, baby, orphan, pupil, student, person. When you refer to any of these, They do not have masculine or feminine gender. You can use anything. It's common either for male or female. We have done noun genders. We did masculine gender, feminine gender, neuter gender, common gender. We have done words, how to form the female gender, sometimes complete change, sometimes borrowing part of the male, masculine and forming the feminine. Now, the words are not sufficient. We are going to use in sentence form. Only when we use in sentence form, we can think, oh, this is feminine gender, so I must use this. This is neuter gender. So we are learning gender form, noun gender, so that we can utilize in our speaking, in our writing. Okay? So first I will write the masculine sentences, gender, and we will change that and write the feminine sentence. Okay? I'll do one, then you will understand. First, the king. The king went to the palace. Now, the king went to the palace. That is the masculine gender. Now, what are we going to change here? The king. So, the king will become queen. That's all, very simple. So, this is masculine gender, and then we need to do feminine gender. Okay, so this is masculine. We are doing the masculine gender, and then we are going to change it into feminine. That's what we are doing now, okay? Changing the masculine and the feminine. The queen, the king becomes the queen. The queen. That's all, just single word. The queen went to the palace, that's all. The queen went to the palace. So now you learned how to change. All you need to do, take the king. The king is masculine. We changed and we put down queen. But you must remember, we have to know. Only when you know, you can change. The next one we are going to do is, he ate his breakfast. He ate his breakfast. Now, what are we going to change here? We're going to change he, we have to change his to form the feminine. Okay, so what will you say? She ate her breakfast. Very good. She ate her breakfast. So what did we change here? She ate. He, she, his, her. Very easy, but you got to be very careful. Next I have it, his uncle has a car. His uncle has a car. So what will you change? You will change uncle. Can you change car? No, you should know what are the genders. So what will you write here? His uncle has a car. So his will become her. Very good. Her uncle will become aunt. Her aunt has a car. Very good. Now, there's one more part to it. He goes to his office in his car. He goes to office. He goes to office in his car. In his car. Now, how will you change this? He goes to office in his car. You will say, she goes to office in her. His will become her. His will become her. You wrote her aunt. Now here, he goes to the office in his car. You will write, she goes to the office, or she goes to office in her car. In her car. Now please look at this carefully. Her, his has become her, uncle becomes aunt, he becomes she, and his becomes her, making it into feminine. The next sentence I have here is, the father loved the oldest son very much. The father loved. Father loved the eldest son. The eldest son. Father loved the eldest son very much. Now, how will you change this? The father becomes, to be changed. Then, son had to be changed. Now, let's see how we do it. The mother loved the eldest daughter very much. So, how will you change that? The mother loved the eldest, loved the eldest son becomes daughter. Eldest daughter very much. What have we done here? You change the father to mother. Son becomes daughter. Okay? Then, his brother is an actor. Next one is, his brother is an actor. Now, what have you to change here? You will change his brother and actor. All these had to be changed to the feminine form. So, that will be her, his brother will be her sister. So, it will be her sister is an actress. Okay? Her sister is an actress. Now, let's look at all the sentences that we have changed. Here, what have we done? From the masculine, we made the feminine. What are the words we have changed? Here we have his brother, her sister, actor, actress. Now, the king went to the palace. The king became the queen went to the palace. He ate his breakfast. That become she ate her breakfast. And here, his uncle has a car. Her aunt has a car. He goes to office in his car. She goes to office in her car. The father loved the eldest son very much. The mother loved the eldest daughter very much. Finally, his brother is an actor. And her sister is an actress. Learning to change the masculine gender to feminine gender in the sentence construction. Now I'll put down some sentences for you, and then you will change the gender of the nouns. Okay? So we are going to change the gender of the noun. That's what we are going to do now. Change. Change the gender of the noun. And that's what we are going to do. We are going to change the gender of the noun. Okay, I'll give you the sentence and you make the changes. The first one. Can she come in? Can she come in, madam? Can she come in, madam? Now that's a question mark. There are changes to be made here. Now what are the changes that we are going to make here? She, madam, has to be changed. So what will you do now? Can she come in, madam? Then you must say, can he come in, sir? So how will you write this? Can he come? Can he come in, sir? Okay? We're learning to change the gender. Okay. Another one. Second one. She has. She has a bitch. She has a bitch who ate a drawn, who ate a drawn every day. Every day. Now here, we got to be careful. We must know the other gender. Only then we can proceed. Okay. Now, here you have to change she, bitch, drawn. What is it? You should know. What is the other gender for all this? Okay. Now, here, he becomes, she becomes he. He has. Which becomes dog. He has a dog. He has a dog who ate a bee every day. So, we must learn female called bee, male, drawn. Now, he has a bitch who ate a drawn every day. He has a dog who ate a bee every day. So, we learned that. Next one, look at that. Look at the next change. The huntress killed. The huntress. The huntress killed. The huntress killed a tigress. Huntress killed a tigress, a bull, and a filly. And a filly. Again, we have to know the spelling, gender, then only we can do. Huntress need to be changed. Tigress, bull, and a filly all need to be changed. Okay, now let's do it. The huntress becomes hunter. So you'll say, the hunter, the very good, the hunter killed a tiger, very good, a tiger. Then for bull, you will say a cow and a colt. Very good. And a colt. So, huntress, hunter. Tigress, tiger. Bull, cow. Filly, cold. So now you learned to do that. Another one more last sentence. One more sentence I need to give you. The bride was an 18-year-old lass. The bride was an 18-year-old 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 lass. Now, here what are the changes we need to make? We need to make the bride, we need to change. The lass, we need to change. Okay, now let's do it. Bride become bridegroom. The bridegroom was an 18-year-old 18-year-old lad. Lass becomes lad. Now, just look at what we have done here. We have changed the gender of the underlined words, okay? Can she come in, madam? Then you say, can he come in, sir? She has a bitch who ate a drawn every day. He has a dog who ate a bee every day. Okay. The huntress killed a tigress, a bull, and a filly. The hunter killed a tiger, a cow, and a colt. Finally, the bride was an 18-year-old lass. The bridegroom was an 18-year-old lad. We'll do some more sentences so that we get a practice of changing this feminine to masculine, masculine to feminine. We have to do some more sentences for better practice. Okay, here. The leopard carried away fisherwoman's child. The leopard carried away fisherwoman's child. That's a sentence I have for you. And see what all we have to change here. The leopard need to be changed. Carried away fisherman's child. 3 changes need to be made here. Okay, so now what will you say? The leopardess. Leopard is masculine, make it to feminine. The leopardess, ESS. You add ESS, become female. The leopardess carried away. The leopardess carried away. Fisherwoman's child will become, okay, you can leave it. The leopardess carried away. Fisherman's child. You don't need to do that, that's a neuter gender. Okay, so the leopardess, fisherwoman, fisherman's. Okay, fisherwoman, fisherman's child. Another sentence I have here for you is, the bachelor stayed in her house. The bachelor stayed in her house. So, what are the things need to change here? You need to say bachelor and her. Now, so what is the Bachelor, spinster. Very good. The spinster stayed in his house. Very good. In his house. Very good. Another sentence I have here for you is, he owns a colt, a goose, and a cow. He owns a colt, a goose, and a cow. He owns a colt. So what are the changes we're going to make? Owns a colt, a goose, and a cow. We're going to change all this to another form. Now, he, what about he? He also had to be changed. So you will say, she owns. She owns a, for colt, what will you write? For colt, filly. Filly, a goose, gander. Gander, goose, gander, and a cow, bull, a bull. So, unless you know, you cannot change. So, he owns, she owns a colt, a filly, a goose, a gander, a cow, a bull. Another sentence we need to do. She went to her mother to meet her mistress. She went. She went with her. She went with her mother. Mother to meet her mistress. Mistress. That's it. We have done. Now what is it we are going to change? We'll change she, her, mother, her, mistress. All this need to be changed. Okay. Now let's look at it. So what will you say? He went. You will say he went with, very good, his father. Mother becomes his father. Very good. To meet his mistress, master. Very good. To meet his master. Again, unless we know the genders, we cannot change. Then we need to do a couple of it orally. Okay. Now, the husband loved his wife very much. So what will become? The wife loved her husband very much. Okay. The widow stayed alone with her daughter. Widow become? Yes. The widower, very good, stayed alone with his son. The widow stayed alone with her daughter. The widower stayed alone with his son. Okay. Now another one. The tailor met a woman. He gave her the dress. So you must say that when the tailor met the man, she gave him the dresses. Okay, one more. The peahen danced in the rain. How will you change it? The peacock danced in the rain. Very good. Next. The emperor honored the governess and the earl. So you will say the empress honored the governess and the earl. Earl becomes duchess. Please tell your mother to meet him today. Please tell your father to meet her today. So when you do this work, be very careful. Read aloud. You should know the other gender. Now, change the gender of the noun. The leopard carried away the fisherman's child. Leopard, you should know. Leopard is others we cannot write. Carried away fisherwoman, fisherman's child. The bachelor stayed in her house. So you'll say the spinster stayed in his house. here. He owns. So you'll say she owned. He owns a colt, filly, a goose, gander, a cow, a bull. You should know that. Then she went with her mother to meet her mistress. He went with his father to meet his master. So writing, reading aloud makes practice, makes you perfect.